Hey, what's going on, everybody? I recently just got a haircut, a proper haircut for the first time in like 7 years. I'm still getting used to it, but I quite like it actually. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the whole tattoo industry crisis and what's been going on in the last 5.5 years since the whole COVID pandemic. Most people would have heard by now that we are in a tattoo recession over the last couple years, since like the start of 2023, I would say. A bunch of tattooers are going quiet and not getting much work, and some have to get a new job outside of tattooing and even quit entirely. So I'm going to talk about what and how it led up to this. Also, I'm based in Brisbane, Australia, so I'm going to be talking about this through my own experience as a tattooist here. But from what I've seen and gathered online, it seems to be quite similar all across the world. The start of 2020, when shit went crazy, we had the lockdown for months and nearly everything had to shut down. And during this time, I don't know about other places, but in Australia, we were getting paid by the government. We were getting paid like $1,200 to $1,500 a fortnight. And when tattoo shops were allowed to open up again, people were keen to get tattoos and they could afford it. People had all this money, but we had a bunch of restrictions on where we could go and what we could do, and we couldn't go overseas or travel that far, so people were keen on getting tattoos. Because of this, between 2020 to 2022, the industry was booming, and it was probably the best time ever for tattoo artists. Tattooers were booked out for months and were making bank. Even the apprentices and the shit-ass tattoo artists were making bank as well. Another thing that started happening was tattoos in general started becoming really popular. Getting tattoos as well as becoming tattoo artists because of tattoo content on like TikTok was popping off. And lots of shops started opening up because these tattoo artists were making bank. So with so many more shops opening up, a bunch of these shops would take on these new apprentices, which meant more and more people entering the industry. I reckon, and I'm just pulling this out of my ass, but I reckon in the last few years, the amount of tattooers increased by like 3 or 4 times. Now, this wasn't too much of an issue at the time because everyone was still busy and people could still afford tattoos, but with the highs comes the low. Around the start of 2023 was the start of this tattoo recession. The industry started slowing down, and pretty rapidly too. There was a bunch of tattooers complaining about how slow they were and having no clients. According to a lot of tattooers, these past couple years has been the worst it's ever been. I'm going to talk about the 2 major reasons as to why and how the industry has come to this. Number 1 factor is the economy. Every single non-necessity business is the first to get hit when the economy slows down. There has been a cost of living crisis going on, like housing crisis, petrol, groceries, everything's been going up and people just can't afford tattoos anymore. So the second thing is the oversaturation in the industry. Like I said before, the amount of tattooers and new shops opening up has increased significantly, and there are still more and more new tattooers and shops popping up. With more tattooers around and less people being able to afford tattoos, that means there's less work to go around. Now I'm gonna pull up some TikTok videos I found on this topic to get other opinions.
I think that a tattoo artist's quality of work is equally as important as the vibes and the energy that they are putting out when collaborating with a client. I see a lot of content popping up now about this tattoo recession that's going on, and I just think that it's not really a tattoo recession. I think that the world of tattooing is changing and artists can't treat people like garbage anymore. If you are finding someone who is not willing to listen to your ideas and the things that you're bringing to the table, you may find yourself quickly compromising on what you want, and you may end up with art that you didn't really want in the first place, but somebody convinced you to do otherwise. Or I can even tell you from my own experience, you may have quality work that you really love and was exactly what you envisioned, but the experience was so negative that that's what stuck in your head rather than the beautiful artwork that you have.
Some tattoo artists have mentioned concerns about the tattoo economy and thinking that there is a tattoo recession. I don't think we're in a tattoo recession, but I do think there has been a shift with a lot of things. Many clients are choosing artists very carefully because they really have to prioritize getting tattooed when everything has been going up in price. People who get tattooed deserve to feel respected, not like an inconvenience by some potential rude white guy who thinks he knows it all. There's a lot of tattoo artists that don't want to work hard and they just want money to come easy, and they act annoyed if somebody wants changes to their design. Tattoo artists have to realize that they are in a customer service business, and they have to treat it like that because clients are not willing to pay someone with a bad attitude anymore.
Firstly, there has obviously been a tattoo recession. It's dumb to say otherwise. I'm also not really sure if there has been much of a change in people being more picky with who they choose to get tattooed by. I do see a lot of people getting shit ass tattoos though because it's cheap. But like these two people have said, tattooers need to have good customer service, and the vibe of the whole experience of the appointment is very important. Aside from being a good tattooer and providing good tattoos, providing good customer service is also a part of our job as tattooers, because we want our customers to feel welcomed and appreciated for coming to us. We need to keep in mind that while tattoos are an everyday thing for tattooers, it's a forever thing for the customer. One last thing that I want to point out is that the race or the gender of the tattoo artist doesn't determine whether they are good or bad tattooers or people. I've met plenty of asshole, shit-ass tattooers of all races and genders. When looking for an artist, make sure that you check out if their work is good, and when you show up to the appointment, if they turn out to be a rude asshole, then you're better off leaving than getting a tattoo that you may end up regretting.
It's the end for tattooing. It's no secret that right now the tattoo industry is in a bad state. Artists nationally are struggling to fill their books, and when they do, they're littered with last-minute cancellation. But why? Some artists have made videos claiming that it's social media suppression. Some have ranted saying that it's an oversaturated market with too many tattoo artists and tattoo shops. I don't think it's either. So what can we do? Will lowering day rates and offering deals remedy this situation? Will changing the dated industry-wide outlook on how we use social media be the solution? Or do some artists need to swallow their ego and start doing small tattoos again for a much more affordable price to make sure they make ends meet? This isn't the first recession the tattoo industry has faced, and it won't be the last. We have to adapt and overcome to get through this together. But the question is, how? If you've agreed with what I've said or you've disagreed with what I've said, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have a sick day.
So yeah, since the post-COVID booming time for the tattoo industry, many artists has upped their price way high, and not many people can afford that nowadays. So if you're a struggling artist, you're struggling to make bookings or get work or whatever, maybe lower your prices and maybe even do smaller tattoos. Now, this tattoo crisis situation hasn't affected every tattoo artist. There are plenty of tattoo artists who are booked out and hasn't felt any bit of it, but I would say majority of artists has felt it. From what I know, most are struggling and it's sucking ass, and it's probably gonna be like this for a little while. I wish all the tattooers luck in this whole situation. If you have any thoughts on this topic, please comment, please like, subscribe and all that stuff.